to one of the great traditions of Grand Final week in Melbourne. This is the Centenary Grand Final Parade, featuring North Melbourne and Sydney.
Yes, the countdown continues. Hello everyone and welcome to what has become a part of Grand Final week here in Melbourne, and a special welcome to our viewers in Sydney, because Sydney, who knows, this could be your weekend. With me is one of the former champions of the Sydney Swans. Went back there in the pioneering days, Gerard Healy, in 1986. 86, 87, 88, three times best and fairest, and of course you won your Brownlow there. How are you feeling this week?
Oh, absolutely delighted, Sandy. A little bit nervous. In fact, I'm a little bit surprised at how much I want Sydney to win, but I guess we had a lot of memorable times up in Sydney. We had the glory days, went into a massive trough, and now we're witnessing an historical occasion with the Sydney Swans in their first Grand Final parade.
But they have some fierce opponents, and here they are now. In particular, Wayne Carey, who is closest to our camera. Darren Crocker is on the other side of him. Carey, one of the key players, obviously, for North Melbourne.
Yes, King Carey, we call him in Melbourne. He's such an athlete and such a great champion that he may well hold the key to the outcome of this game. And
for our viewers around Australia, and particularly in Sydney, we're just coming over the Yarra here towards the centre of Melbourne. And excellent crowds have turned out. It's a cool but sunny day here in Melbourne. A sea of blue and white we can see at the moment. But don't worry, the red and white has been streaming into Melbourne. More than 15,500 fans have flown in from Sydney in the past 48 hours. There's young Peter Bell, furthest from camera. He'll be looking for a special day.
And he's been in excellent form coming into the finals. A real goal sneak.
Here's the RAAF roulettes just a few moments ago, flying over the city and getting a wonderful view. Thousands of people have been lining the streets. They'll be coming down St Kilda Road, then turning into Collins Street. And there you can see the Sydney banner. Let's hope that Paul Kelly doesn't have that sort of problem tomorrow.
Let's hope Paul Kelly's a little bit in better physical condition than that fellow too.
Without being cruel, I'm sure that he is. There's our Brownlow medalist, one of them, Michael Voss. What a week it's been. You know what it's been like to win a Brownlow medal. And did you have to wear the sunglasses 3 days after the event when you won it in 88?
A compulsory acquisition, and Ben Cousins, the Norwich Rising Star winner. So it has been a truly national competition this year, with Michael Voss coming from Queensland, the Sydney Swans playing in the grand final, and Ben Cousins, a West Coast Eagles player.
There are the men in white. It's a big day for them. Brian Sheehan, Gavin Dorr. Brian Sheehan, incidentally, fantastic achievement. This is his 5th grand final. And Gavin Dorr and Mark Nash, who was named All-Australian Umpire of the Year, his first. There's Glenn Archer.
And Anthony Stevens, closest to the camera, will more than likely be Paul Kelly's opponent.
Numbers 10 and 11 for North Melbourne. Well, Dipper's normally our boundary rider, but, well, we've changed him today. He's going to be... Give us the beep, come on. It's our road runner, Dipper. Hello, and welcome.
Sandy. Hello, boys. What an atmosphere down here. I'm just down near the city square. We've got school kids singing songs, but with me, I have Terry, who's travelled all the way from... Leroy. Terry's your brother, isn't he? Leroy travelled all the way from Tasmania. Now, you got married last week, and it was a... Now, you watched the first half of the game between North.
The first half. It was very, very hard to drag myself away. But fortunately, we were 50 points up at the stage, so felt fairly comfortable, but it was still a very, very hard thing to do. I thought I'd better go and get married, so I did.
Yeah. Now, you got a trumpet there. Let's just play a tune. Let's start this parade off. And you reckon the Roos are going to do it?
Absolutely, going to do it very, very easily. Going to do it easily. 10 goals easy, I reckon.
Sandy, Leroy is pumped, and why not?
In charge of the Light Brigade. I hope his brother Terry's well too.
Yes, no doubt about Dipper. He does excel in September. The man who himself said he was born to play in grand finals.
Actually, a lot of people have been saying, as we see the Centenary Cup now in shot, that yes, North Melbourne are going to do this easy. I think that's wrong. I think we're going to be in for one heck of a contest, and Sydney could do anything.
Yes, I think they're totally underselling Sydney. They haven't played by the rules this year, Sydney. They've written their own script. Logically, at the start of the season, who could have said that they'd be playing in the grand final? But they are here. They're a very competitive unit, and there are a hell of a lot more people supporting Sydney in Melbourne than most people in Sydney would expect. And doesn't James Hird look like he's had a a very, very difficult few days.
We've got two road runners out on the streets. The other one is known as affectionately as the Flyer, Russell Morris. Russell, where are you?
Sandy, I'm at the Paris end of Collins Street. Might as well be the Champs-Élysées. It's beautiful here. And we've got some lovely people here. We've got Pat, who has the fingernails, Sandy. Have a look. It's the Swans. These are all the South girls. We've got
sensation.
Pam and Pat. Yvonne. Yvonne is a special girl because her father actually played in which grand final, Yvonne?
36 losing grand final against Collingwood.
1936 losing grand final against Collingwood, Sandy. So something special today?
Yes, so I hope it's not a losing one tomorrow. Go the Swans.
How much are the Swans going to win by? How many goals tomorrow, do you think?
It'll be close game, but I hope 2 goals.
And what about today? You're very excited about the parade and the South actually being in the event tomorrow?
My stomach's playing a football game all by itself.
And are you playing at centre-half forward or centre-half back?
I'll send out forward.
And Sandy, we've even got the Swans 1982 night premiers. It's only 14 years ago, but it's something very special up here at the top of Collins Street. We can see the police parade coming up the street. Very exciting up here. A lot of atmosphere, Sandy. Wonderful stuff. Can't wait to talk to the guys.
Good on you, Fly. Thank you for that. It's interesting, 1982, because that is when they beat North Melbourne.
That's right. Barry Round was the captain, and he took the flag up, and they flew it from the town hall in Sydney. But in comparison to the day final, probably, obviously, just a minor achievement. I'm sure they're looking forward to flying the real flag up there on Saturday.
Here are the two keys for Sydney, Paul Kelly and Tony Lockett. And, well, what an absolute thrill it is for Plugger, who battled his heart out at St Kilda. Paul Kelly has, well, he's made Wagga one of the capitals of the world,
Yeah,
in recent times.
One of the great leaders in the history of the game. But I think the great story about Tony Lockett is that he went to Sydney for anonymity.
I think he's come back to Melbourne for it now, because particularly after last week, just a wonderful, wonderful finish to a game. And I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it, quite frankly. And if he can produce that tomorrow, Sydney will be absolutely rocking and rolling. Let's go down to our Roadrunner again. Dipper?
Thanks very much. I have Wayne Swats. Wayne, what a fantastic atmosphere out here today.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to describe. Dipper, you know, we've got to concentrate on the job tomorrow, but the support for not only North Melbourne, but for Sydney Swans is, I don't know, it's just amazing, mate, really what's going on at the moment. But, you know, it's all part of the week. It's been a long week, but, you know, at the moment, the game can't come quick enough, mate.
Can you wait for tomorrow? Can you wait? I mean, you're dying to get out there.
I've been dying to get out there since Wednesday, and, you know, I'm looking forward to the game and just making the most of the atmosphere, and hopefully we'll have a good result.
Enjoy it, mate. Well done.
Yes, looks like Ian Fairley there with Wayne Schloss, a very important player for North Melbourne. But Sydney will be looking for Paul Kelly. He started quietly last week, but then really did, Jared, come into his own. A fantastic second half, and an inspirational mark, an inspirational goal, and just set the team alight. Here's Dennis Pagan. Well, he's seen them go down in preliminary finals with him as assistant coach Tony Elshaw. He gets his chance for glory also tomorrow.
He does, and a well-deserved chance. And what is interesting, I think, that if this grand final had have been played last year with North Melbourne involved, it would have been Rodney Eade sitting beside Dennis Pagan and not Tony Elshaw. So both coaches have an intimate knowledge of each other's games, and I think further adds to the intrigue surrounding this match.
Yes, it's fascinating, really. Michael Voss has had a huge week. We saw James Hird in sunglasses. Russell Morris is with him now. Russ?
Bossy, how do you feel, mate, after all the celebrations during the week?
Oh, so this is unbelievable. I never, beyond comprehension, what I thought it might be like. There's a few people here, isn't there?
Yeah, there certainly are. Does this ever happen in Brisbane, you think?
Only when the Olympians come back.
Or maybe if the Brisbane Lions win the flag in the next couple of years, I'm sure it'll be a lot bigger and better than this.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. I wouldn't mind being the guys behind us.
What about you going to the game tomorrow?
Yes, certainly I'll be there, and I'll be cheering on the Swannies.
And what do you think of this beautiful Saab car? Would you like to own one of these, mate? They're not bad, are they?
Yeah, I was just wondering whether we got to keep one of these after we finish this, but they reckon no.
Mate, winning the Brownlow, I'm sure you have a couple in the garage by the end of the year. Good luck, mate. Well done.
Thanks, Ross.
Yes, fantastic performance there by Michael Voss and James Hird. Of course, we'll be doing a lap of honour on the MCG tomorrow. We'll take a break. Be back shortly to continue our grand final parade.
Well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about it. That's the thing about football. That's what I like about it.
It's a great goal! That is just magic football. And that was was the season that was. Tonight, the most memorable moments of the AFL centenary year. That was the season that was, 8:30 tonight on 7.
You think she likes the new furniture?
I think she loves it. She pored over the IKEA catalogue for weeks, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had a study as nice as this.
Don't be silly. You've got your workshop to make your mess in.
Ha. What do you think of the room, sweetheart?
How about some chocolate cake in the cafe?
Cool. And Dad, relax. I love it.
IKEA's new range for 1997 is now on display in our stores. IKEA, better by design.
Ah, nice of you to join us. Just getting my beauty sleep.
Didn't work.
Oh, you're here. Wait. My taste buds are calling. So, a bit of fibre, eh, son? Fibre? Just give me these fat, juicy sultanas and these toasted malty flakes. I mean, if God had meant us to eat health food, he'd have given us health buds, wouldn't he?
Kellogg's Sultana brand, nutritious food made tasty.
Just off to powder my nose. Which way to the ladies' bathroom, please? Excuse me.
New Domestos spray powers through bathroom plaque in hard-to-reach places, getting everything hygienically clean.
Nice ladies' room.
Fit for a queen.
Roland Newland for Ocean Spray. You like grapefruit? Even if you don't, you'll love our ruby red grapefruit juice drink. See? Sweeter but still tangy. It'll really grow on you.
It's showtime again! Take a stroll along streets, walk to the animals, then talk to the animals of the I Am's wonderful world of pets.
There are more animals than ever at Showtime 96.
See you at the show!
Some people know how to balance their lives perfectly. They always seem to land on their feet. While the rest of us go crazy. Struggling to keep it all together?
As a community service, we'd like to give you a free audio cassette by Dr. Danielle Smith on how to manage your life better. It's called You Can Cope. Phone now and ask for the You Can Cope cassette.
Incredible scenes here in Collins Street, one of the main streets of Melbourne, as we welcome our viewers, particularly in Sydney, to this festive occasion as far as the Centenary Grand Final is concerned. And look at that, it looks like Christmas time, but it's not Christmas for Dipper. He's down there with big plugger, Tony Lockett. Dipper?
Thanks very much, Andy. Well, Tony, firstly, welcome back to Melbourne. What about this support for the Swans?
Mate, it is unbelievable here. Someone got the ball. Can we bounce it now or what?
You're dying to go, aren't you?
I'm ready to go, mate. This is unbelievable. I've never been involved in anything like this. And for the people that have turned out here that are supporting Sydney is incredible. We're going to have a hell of a following there tomorrow.
Can you just tell us back to last week? I mean, who could have scripted that better? You kicking that goal, and you just take us through those moments?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously I hadn't done much all night, but, you know, all the boys just kept plugging away, and still with two minutes to go, we're still a couple down, and just a never-say-die attitude. You know, we kicked a couple of goals, and just lucky enough to fall into my arms at the end of the day, and, oh, mate, it was just an unbelievable feeling, and I just hope it's not as close as that tomorrow, though.
Well, enjoy tomorrow, mate. Enjoy it. Well done.
Yes, thank you, Dipper, and good luck to Tony Lockett, the John Coleman medalist with 114 goals, kicked one last week, and, of course, finished with that behind, and that was all that Sydney needed to take them into their grand final for 1996. As far as North is concerned, all the talk has been around Corey McKernan's knee.
Yes, he damaged it in their final last week when he clashed knees with Matthew Clark, but Russell is down there with Corey McKernan now. Go ahead, Russell.
Thanks, Jared. Corey, a lot of speculation about your knee. I saw you training last night. Doesn't look like one iota of a problem.
No, I suppose you seen me train last night. I trained as flat out as I could, and no, there's no worries about it, I suppose. give everyone a bit of a scare when I fell over, but that was nothing to do with anything to do with my knee. So.
Mate, everyone plays with a few sore spots, so it's no different really tomorrow, is it?
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with my knee at all, but I suppose this time of year you're prone to have those little niggly injuries, so I suppose you've just got to put up with it a little bit.
What about the adrenaline flowing? Starts today, the excitement in the street. Would you expect it like this?
Oh yeah, it's what I thought to be expected. I suppose you have to sort of control your emotions and harness them at this point. You've still got another 24 hours before you start the game, so as long as we stay in control and know that the job's got to be done tomorrow, I think we'll be right.
A lot of pressure on North Melbourne, you think, like going in favourites against the Swans. People don't think that the Swans maybe have a chance to win.
Nah, not really. It's a grand final, and of course anything can happen, and I suppose from our point of view, we haven't really taken it as favourites because they beat us the last time, so I suppose we've got a point to prove to them as well as winning the grand final itself.
Congratulations. Special day. Good luck.
Thanks.
A special day for Corey McKernan, particularly after the disappointment of missing out on the Brownlow due to his suspension after an altercation with John Barnes earlier in the year. So he's there with Mick Martin, and they'll need no more incentive than that to do well tomorrow.
No, I think that that will be one of the great tussles between Mick Martin and Tony Lockett, two of the, well, you wouldn't call them the prettiest footballers you've ever seen. In fact, Tony Lockett has said how much he does admire Mick Martin. I'm sure that it's a similar sentiment from Mick, but it'll be toe-to-toe tomorrow, and you wouldn't be surprised if it was just an outstanding clash between the two.
Derek Kiggett is there for Sydney Swans, and he's in a grand final, Dipper. He'd be wrapped.
He's absolutely wrapped, Derek. The first time in the grand final. It's been a long way for you.
Yeah, it's been 6 years, and you know what happened in 1990, so hopefully we can do a lot better tomorrow, mate.
Your form's been fantastic this year, and you haven't played a lot of games in the MCG. Do you feel that's going to be a bonus or a negative for you?
Oh no, I mean it's a two-horse race really. Whatever happens on the day, the side that can settle down the quickest and the best, I think will come out and win. It's important whoever wins out of the centre, I think it's going to be.
You've got a lot of friends in Melbourne, and people up here love you watching the play. Do you expect to start off on the ground tomorrow?
Well, I don't know. I'm happy where I am, mate. As long as we have a win, I don't care if I sit on the bench all day and get no kicks.
Congratulations, and hope you enjoy the day. Well done.
Yes, Jared, he's the sort of player that only needs probably 2 minutes out of 120 minutes, and he can turn a game.
Yeah, a great match winner, Derek Kiggett. I think he has just been so exciting this season. Most people in Sydney would have him perhaps second only to Tony Lockett as their favourite player, perhaps Paul Kelly.
I think Paul Kelly.
But he is electrifying, and if he's given 5 or 7 minutes up in the goal line with the Swans on fire, he will kick 2 or 3 goals.
To our other road runner, Russell.
Thanks, Sam. Rocket and Mark Bays. Very exciting time, of course, but Basie, you're first, but Rocket, you've had, what, five grand finals. What do you think, Basie?
Mate, it's brilliant. It's amazing to see how much support we got out here. There's a lot of red and white gear going around, so it looks good for tomorrow.
Yeah, look, it's pretty exciting because a lot of South Melbourne supporters have jumped back on the wagon, which is a good thing. They've stuck with the club. Pretty happy with that?
Oh, it's terrific. It's terrific support, and mate, it's just going to be a huge day tomorrow.
What about your own fitness? You haven't played a lot of games this year, but obviously one day in September, that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. I'm just rapt to be here.
Good on you. Hey, Rocket, how have you composed yourself during the week?
Yeah. Oh, it was a bit of an edgy time there for a couple of days, but when we got the use last night, the guys have focused pretty well, and I've just told them just to enjoy the experience.
Hey, we had the reunion of the 1986 Premiership side. You were missing last night. You were sadly missed.
I bet you would have copped a bagging though.
Yeah, Yemi gave it to you, actually.
That's unusual for Yep.
Mate, good luck. Have a great day tomorrow.
Thanks, mate.
Yes, good luck to Mark Bays, too. Well, the great survivor of the Sydney Swans, Jared.
He is. He was there in the early days back in 1986 and 87. He played in the final series, and he is the sole survivor, as you said, from those days. And hasn't he been through the ups and downs?
Speaking of ups and downs, Andrew Dunkley and Paul Roos, what a week it has been for Andrew Dunkley, and what a thrill it is for him to be in the motorcade today. And Paul Roos, 313 games, and I just wonder if he ever thought he may, well, almost finish his career with a grand final. Let's go down to those boys now. It must be a wonderful time for them. Russell?
Dunks, how have you handled it so far this week with all this controversy?
Yeah, there's been a bit of hype around Russ, but, you know, it's just, as a group of players, we've stuck together, and I've had in my mind all week that to try and stay focused and that I'll be playing this weekend.
Mate, well, it's fantastic, Everett. Like, a stroke of luck for the Swans for you to play in the grand final. Do you think that's a good omen for you?
Oh, hopefully, you know, as they say, we're 1-0, so I don't know. Mate, I'm just happy to be here, and this is sensational, the support we've got down here, and hopefully we can put it on for the fans tomorrow and it'll be a close one.
How is Rocket using his experience, passing on to the guys that obviously haven't played in grand final before? What's he spoken to you about?
He's been very low key all year, Rocket, and you know, even through the finals period, he's been very low key, and it shows that you know what a great bloke and coach he is.
I was just about to get crushed. Have a good one.
Thanks, mate.
Yes, well, in fact, it's interesting to see those two together because they are the ones that are going to have the job on the key forward, Wayne Carey.
It will be interesting to see who does line up on the superstar from North Melbourne.
Most
people are suggesting Dunkley. I wouldn't be surprised if they left Dunkley back, simply because I have the feeling that North Melbourne will go with a very tall starting lineup, and they may find that Corey McKernan will not start in the ruck, but also start in the forward line. I would think Dunkley would pick him up.
Now, if our Sydney fans think there's no support down here in Melbourne for them, think again, because there is a sea of red and white here, and it's wonderful to see. Troy Luff, Darren Creswell, a best and fairest winner at the club.
And kicked a couple of goals.
Forget that goal, the marking goal, initially against Hawthorn, and then, of course, against Essendon again. He was a key player. But this is incredible to see the support of Sydney here in Melbourne.
Yes, and Adam Huskus, of course, well, he's been putting on dresses for the Sydney Swans, so he is prepared to do anything, but I'm sure he will lay his life on the line tomorrow.
Both sides have waited so long. North Melbourne, of course, was successful in 1975 with their first flag, and then again in 77. But Sydney, the drought has indeed been a long one. Their last final back in 1945 and their last victory back in 1933. So I know that many old South stalwarts who in fact flew with us up to Sydney last week for the Essendon clash are just keeping their fingers crossed for this weekend. Look at that crowd. Fantastic to see so many thousands of fans coming out today. The forecast, incidentally, tomorrow in Melbourne is for a fine day, Gerard. We're looking at around 20 degrees. Should be just, in the words of Dipper, perfect day for football.
Well, I'm glad he invented that one, and we might use that again. But this really is setting down the challenge now for Sydney. Given that they win the grand final, it'll be just an enormous event, the ticker tape parade in the Harbour City, I would think, on Monday.
All right, well, all that lies ahead. We've got a game to go first. First up, though, we'll take a break. More shortly.
Well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about, the thing about football. That's what I like about it.
Throughout the finals campaign, there'll be one team kicking more goals than any other. The official team making it their business to know what's happening on and off the field. Nobody will bring you closer than 7 Nightly News.
You can do anything, baby. Alright, where's the other one?
Just a feeling to come back in my leg. Love it. I mean, I really would. Yeah, really? And anyone else? Whoa! That's cool. I knew it.
I'm excited. Yeah, so he'll be my lover.
When it's dark, you can get lost, get tripped, get scared, or get wildly excited. With help from the 12 Magic Glow posters you'll find in every Glow Zone colouring book from Pancake Press. There's Haunted Funhouse, Space Fun, Fairy Magic and Funny Monsters. Collect all 4 and make bedtime
Come on, guys. Lights out.
the best time of the day.
Just
don't want to waste it. Just taste it. Pour it on your ice cream because it's too good to waste. And get the natural flavor. Oh, what a lot of taste. Bread or cereal, bananas or a smoothie. Squeeze a little sunshine. It's kind of groovy. Squeeze it in the morning, squeeze it at night. Squeeze it with someone rich and real. Alright. When you got to feed your face. Ooh, what a lot of taste.
Enter the future of engineering in Meccano's amazing world. Your mission, to build the ultimate Meccano machine. Use Meccano's special power tool to construct the trucks, cars and racers that take you into a new world of fun and excitement. Or build a machine that can save the day. The engineers of the future love constructing with Meccano's new Evolution series.
Did you know youngsters can use almost as much energy in a day as top athletes? Carbohydrates are essential for energy, which is why Nutrigrain contains so many, including corn, oats, and wheat. Add essential vitamins and iron, and Nutrigrain will help turn a young man into an Iron Man.
Something is happening in the world of banking. One organization is integrating financial planning, investment, insurance, and banking to develop solutions not possible before. So you will be better off. It's more than a bank. Watch for the signs.
And we welcome you to Treasury Place. The players have come down Collins Street here in the heart of Melbourne and are now at Treasury Place. And I think, Jared, that this could all be summed up. When I look at the Sydney players in particular, I have never, ever seen Tony Lockett so effervescent, so effusive, and so keen to get out there for that piece of leather.
It's not auguring all that well for Michael Martin, is it? But look, I think Rodney Eade has controlled the euphoria in Sydney very well. It doesn't appear to have affected the players at all. I'm sure they've got so many butterflies, it's incredible. But look, I think they will really make a great account of themselves tomorrow and put paid to the critics who are suggesting that it's going to be a one-sided affair.
More thoughts from you on that in just a moment. But what about our road runners, guys? What do you think about tomorrow? How do you think it's going to pan out?
Well, you're talking about Tony Lockett, Sandy. I think it's important to note that this could be the only time he plays in the grand final dip. And you know what it's all about? Grand finals are the game that he's so excited. He's looking forward to it. Like, it's the ultimate. Dunkley's mentioned that he's lived to play a grand final. That's Lockett's the same. O'Brien, mates of mine. What do you expect?
We expect nervous energy the first 5 or 10 minutes when you run out there. You want to get your hands on the leather. As Tony Lockett said before, all he wants to do is just to get out there. And Russell, just talking to both of the sides there, they're very calm and relaxed. Not like us. We were jumping out of our seats. Well, I was anyway.
Yeah, but you're like that all the time. Look, I think Rodney Eade had probably a major influence over the behaviour of the guys because his experience, he's been there, 4 winning grand finals, got Swan supporters around us now, very exciting stuff. But Rocket, very, very important, I think, for the, I suppose, the composure of the side.
Yeah, the experience of the side. Obviously, he's been there as a player. He's been there as a reserve coach. And now the way he's just brought his side up this year to finish on top of the ladder as the players get introduced.
Just a final note, Jared, I think it's important to note that Rodney Eade knows the North Melbourne side pretty much backwards because he's been in that club for 2 years, and that I think that one-upmanship may be in their favour.
It's that first bounce. It's all about. You know what it's like if it's born to play. I've got to go. I'm going up there.
Thank you, guys. The Dipper and Russell Morris there in Treasury Place. Jared, your thoughts and your selection?
Well, I'm certainly going to support Sydney tomorrow. I think they can get over the line. A lot of people have talked about experience. There's only 2 players that have played in grand finals previously from both sides. Derek Kickett once in 1990, and of course Robert Scott for Geelong. He's played in a couple. But my thoughts are Sydney in a great battle.
And as we have a look at the boys there, don't forget for our Sydney fans, the Sydney Swans grand final breakfast from 10 tomorrow morning through until 11 Eastern time. Tune in for that one. It could be Sydney's day. And of course, the big one, the grand final, North Melbourne and Sydney, 2 o'clock Eastern time. We certainly look forward to having your company for that one. It promises to be a memorable centenary grand final.
This has been a 7 Sports production.